back to my channel.
Hey guys, been a minute, been a long time.
Randy here.
Yeah.
By request. No. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so he actually got to watch some of the videos now, so he's a little bit more informed. Go ahead, you can tell.
Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry about last time, but it was what it was. She wanted to bring me on, or a guest on, who didn't know crap about what was going on with this. And, sadly to say, first off, I'm we are so sorry for Shanann Watts' family. From the bottom of our hearts. But yeah, now that I've got time to actually look at some of the stuff and review some of the stuff, finally we can do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
He still has to do some. We're gonna review some
there's
stuff
still
tonight.
there's so much stuff in this case. It's unbelievable.
I know, so much video footage and.
Right, and we get it. The case is closed supposedly, but in my eyes and a lot of other people's eyes, I feel that yes, the person who did this horrific crime has been put behind bars, but I also feel that it's not over yet. I feel that there are other people out there who should go down as an accomplice, and yeah, I just think there's a lot more to this, and maybe with everybody's input, we can put something out there that might just shed some light.
I just feel like there's way too many unanswered questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
Nicole, for instance, it gives some input on the interview on
I
Nicole, because
feel-
I was watching the one with you where it was actually the third interview. It was when she turned over her phone or whatever to them. So I got to watch that with you. But as soon as he was watching, he's like, "Oh, she's lying. She's lying. She's lying there. She's lying."
I really am. It's just so disgusting to see how this woman just manipulated. I use that word a lot, but this whole case has a lot of manipulation in it. And she tried to manipulate, and she did manipulate the police department, in my eyes, my opinion, again, guys. But yeah, she's definitely should go down as an accomplice.
She was totally flirting, trying to use that. I feel like at different points, like I mentioned that one interview that I watched with him when that tech guy came in, like her voice got all high. She's like, I'm trying to, trying to kind of a little flirt or I don't know.
Yeah, can you help me with this?
Just her voice just totally changed.
I just can't find that number 7 button on my phone. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was just too fake. She's definitely gold digger. I don't know which one to call her, but I'll call her evil. In my opinion, again, guys. But no, not a good person. I think she definitely, and that's another thing too, speaking about her, in my opinion, I think that she could have been in that truck that morning when Chris loaded up those kids and his wife, because there was somebody in that truck. That light kept coming on the inside. If you happen to notice, if you want to go back and look at that video that she had posted in the beginning, yeah, there's somebody else in there. That light's not going to come on and off by itself.
And some people, like I pointed out in the video, that at some points it could have been him turning on the key, like locking and unlocking the door.
Could have been.
But there's two things I want to say about that. Number one, that makes a noise when you do that. So that's 5 in the morning. You know how it goes beep beep. Do you think he would be wanting to bring that much attention, keep pushing that on and off? Because everybody's car does that, right? When you push it, doesn't it make that beep?
Not all the time. Not for every vehicle.
When you lock it on. Oh, I thought it was. Every vehicle I've had, when you press it, it makes that noise. And number two, there was times when it went on and it just didn't make sense that he would be locking or unlocking it. And it would be times that he would not even be by the car and it would go on and off both, and he was not even. So I don't know. There's just some fishy things.
That's exactly
I'm not sure what was going on there. That's
just things that float around.
Just so and there's a lot of videos out there that are looped with that video where they're looped and it looks like 2 people are walking out of the garage. But if you look at if you try to find one of the originals, somebody loops it where it's they have him walking, and then they hurry up and put another clip of him walking, so it looks like there's 2 people walking out. So, I mean, I know there's some opinions. Some people think, no, that's not loop, that's 2 people walking out. I disagree. I think it was looped. You could tell, like when you put two videos back to back, because some people are like it's seamless. But if it's the same exact thing with no movement, you can't tell. It could be seamless. You can't tell if you put them like back to back and nothing's moving in it. It looks like it's seamless. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was definitely looped. Whether somebody used that as one of their videos to kind of like try to say, oh, there's two people. I don't know how that happened.
And see, that's pretty crappy too. With today's technology, how somebody can take, you see it all the time. You know, they can just throw, like use the term you use, loop.
I don't know if it was
just
by
make it
accident,
seem
though, because somebody said when you go and you get the original at the police or whatever, it's all in parts. So it's like it's not a full video that's in pieces. I don't know from experience,
so the police
that's not where I got
their
it.
own shit before they give it to
no,
you.
it was like in pieces. It wasn't all one video. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of comments that said that. I just try to go through and line them up and try to find the one that was the least edited and one that actually I would add to cut parts out. I just try to basically use the time and try to line them up so it was all like chronological. It wasn't looped. You know what I'm saying? So so I don't know about the whole police station. They said there was just parts of a video that you have to put them together. So maybe somebody didn't even do it on purpose and they just kind of put them together and it was just doubles. They put like one part of this and one and it overlapped.
Yeah.
So they put them together and then it looked like two people. I don't know.
But
I know I'm
it's
going to
out
have
there
different
like
people
that.
disagreeing and they're going to say, no, it was two people. It was Nicole. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. My opinion is I think it was definitely looped when you see the two people walking out. Now, that's not to say that I don't think Nicole was there. But I'm just saying that part where you see one person walk out and then you see another, I think it's the same person. It's just looped.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a good chance that she was there.
I think she was.
And a lot of people are saying, well, how didn't it pick up if somebody came in or left? It would pick up on the video. Not out back. There's no video out back. And if you remember, those houses were just built. And Chris even makes a remark to one of the police, oh, they're all empty. Because somebody said, oh, do they have cameras back there? He said, no, those houses are all empty back there. So I just want to bring up a point here. So think about this. The day before, on the 12th, August 12th, was it August 11th or August 12th? Either the Saturday or that Sunday, you'll have to go back to my video and see where Nicole looks up the address. So she looks up Chris Watts, and she looks up Ronnie Watts, and then she looks up 2825 Saratoga Trail. She Googles it. So, do you think possibly she was Googling it to get a GPS so she could kind of figure out, like a satellite view? Satellite view. So she could kind of figure out where she's gonna park her car, how she's gonna come in the back way, because there's no cameras to come in the back door. And so then Chris could have sealed up the back door after she left, because I know it was locked from the inside. So she could have went out the back after, if she was by the car. Or if she did sneak out that morning, like she could have snuck out and she could have crawled, got on her knees and kind of crawled or bent down on the other side of the truck. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't see her on the camera.
We're catching you,
is
Nicole.
what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So either she could have left or she could have kind of bent down and she wouldn't have been in camera's view and kind of went into the truck or into her car or whatever. And he could have dropped her off in her car. There's so many different scenarios that could have happened. Nobody knows for sure. Who knows if Chris will ever talk, but you never know. If Chris is sitting in jail and a couple of years pass and he hears, gets wind of Nicole getting married and having a family with somebody else and she never visits and if she was there, do you think maybe he's like, screw her, dude, I'm gonna tell her what happened, if she was involved. I don't know.
He would
I'm
be
not
that,
sure.
that personality.
Like I said, I don't want to say 100% she was there. And maybe if she wasn't there, she could have still had something to do with it. She could have put it in his head. She could have directly put it in his head, indirectly put it in his head, saying, I don't want to be second best. I remember there was a comment I wanted to talk about where in one of her interviews she says, I wanted to point it out. Shoot, I wish I had it here. She says something like, I want to start a life with somebody, a fresh start of life with somebody. I don't want to be with somebody that already has that. So if you think about what is she saying, she doesn't want to be with somebody that already has a life like he has. So therefore, but she was still with him, right? So what's the variable? She doesn't want to be with somebody that has that, but she's still staying with him because she's looking up wedding dresses. She's still going out with him. She's still do they leave their mistress, like looking up searches do people marry their mistresses? So what's the other variable that the life he already has? That's what you see what I'm saying?
He's already been there, done that.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be with somebody that already has that.
Yeah,
so what do you have to do? You take that away because she still wants to be with him, but she doesn't want to be with somebody that has that. So you got to take that away. So what I'm saying, if she didn't directly say that, like little hints she could have been saying. I'm not sure, but like indirectly, like I'm not going to be with somebody that already has that. So like in his head, he's feeding into all this. So kind of indirectly, or maybe she did directly. Who knows? I don't know, but I mean, she's definitely involved to a degree. Like whether indirectly she's kind of trying to plant things in his head, or is she directly involved? Was she there that day? I don't know. I'd like to hear all your guys' comments.
Yeah, or he's just
think.
So screwed up that he just screwed up regardless because
or he misunderstood her. I don't know, but. I don't know. I just think there's more to her than what. I think they should have gave her a polygraph for sure. Because the thing is even though whether she what she's lying about, we know she was lying about some things because you could catch it in some of the interviews. So she definitely did lie in those interviews. So it's like, if you lie about one thing, chances are you're lying about other things too. I don't know.
But why can't the cops pick up on that her body behavior and all that shit?
They don't have enough proof. I mean, they could give her a polygraph, which they should.
But when you dig a little deeper,
I think a polygraph is voluntarily. Like, so if she doesn't if she doesn't agree to it, they can't force her to take one unless if they're charging her. But I think that you have to volunteer.
So once he admitted to doing it, she's basically
unless if she was they could ask her to take a polygraph, but I don't think they could make her unless if she was charged, and maybe they don't have enough evidence to charge her yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think it's necessarily like, even if they do suspect her, maybe they are trying to waiting for somebody to talk, but they probably don't have enough evidence quite yet.
Well, let's just pray to God something comes out. Some subscriber, somebody who sees your channel
anybody's channel.
Anybody's channel, exactly.
Because do you think she's watching some of these? Somebody may remark she's probably watching.
She's watching.
She is. They're about her. Like a lot of these are about her. So I just wonder if some of these are her comment. You never know. Or her friends. I'm sure she is watching some of them.
Don't watch her.
Because I would. If they're about you, like. I don't know.
Well, I just start Googling your name and find out your address and everything. Aerial
there's
vision
so
of
many
your
people
house.
doing it, and I'm not the most, there's other people too, but I don't know.
That's a scary part, though. It is possible. Yeah, I guarantee you she's watching everything about that. Because she's like, I don't want to be in the media known as, the girlfriend of somebody who killed his wife. So why you look up Amber Fried? Is people still like Amber Fried?
Yeah, and she looked up her net worth and like her book deal.
Yes, but there you go, book deals. She's like, I just want this to be over.
Well, she's trying to think, man, am I going to be able to make some money off of this?
She is.
That's why I don't know if she even come out with a book, if I would believe a word she said, because obviously she looked up like her net worth, her book deal, like, so she's already looking like money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't even know if she would put a book, would I believe what she said? I don't think. I really don't. But it could be all lies. Even if Chris talked, but I would probably believe Chris more than her if they both talked, because he has nothing to lose now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. I guess you can look at it the other way too.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be hard to believe any of them, either, to be honest.
But like I said, once again, heartfelt sorrow goes out to the family. That's for sure, and Chris's family. And I hate talking bad about anybody. I really do. But that family, they just implanted into that guy's head since he was a kid, and his sister, I'm sure his sister, just all the negativity in the world. It had to have been a pretty crappy upbringing. I could be wrong, but I think it was a pretty crappy upbringing. And what Shanann had when he met her, just her aura about her, that's something Chris had never had or experienced probably in his life. And when he met her, that was everything. She gave him everything that he had never had. Those emotions, those feelings. And the family, you can see the mother, the evil alpha person. She didn't want to have no part of that. No part of that. Taking my boy away. You can't make him happy. I'm the only one that can make him happy.
Yeah, jealousy. Yeah. Like, I have a point to bring. See what you think of this. I haven't even told you about this yet.
Yeah.
Or my thought. I was just thinking about this last night. Okay, remember in court? I didn't tell you about that in court. Maybe I did tell him. I don't know if I did. But I was just thinking about this last night in court. Remember, she was reading that letter to Chris, and she's like, I forgive you, Chris, even though, you did all this stuff, but unconditional love, and I'll always love you, and I forgive you. But my question is then, if she didn't like the choices he made, but she forgave him, and she was there to support him, then why was she not there for the wedding? Even if she didn't agree with the choice that he made marrying Shanann, but she's saying she wasn't there to support him. She didn't show her face there. Where's that unconditional love there? And is she saying what he did, killing his family, you'd rather show support than marrying somebody you don't like? I mean, you were there. Why wouldn't you be there for him there and show him the unconditional love, even if you didn't like her? But, like you said, I don't agree with what you did, but I still love you. I'm still here, supporting you. Well, she can't support him on his wedding day? Like,
it's unconditional love under certain conditions.
Yeah, that's bullcrap. There's no unconditional love there. No. She didn't show him any support. Can you imagine being Chris, on his wedding day, that your parents don't even come to your wedding?
But you know what? I guarantee you, man, he wasn't even thinking about them at that point in time, because he was a happy young man. Yeah. He was a very happy man. I don't know. He had all kinds of shit going on for him, new shit. Yeah, he could care less because he knew how his family was. It was like, oh, they'll get over it, or if I don't see him, I don't see him. But yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame. But yeah,
it's like, well, that choice, but if you kill somebody, I'll be here. That just doesn't.
I caught bits and pieces of the mom's interview because, guys, I'm
talking about the mom in court, the letter. But you watched the interview too.
I seen part of the interview with her, actual footage of her saying, "Oh, I forgive you. We forgive you."
Oh, when she's reading the letter, yeah.
Yeah. So I did get.
And what about? Did you see when on Ronnie's letter, if you watch Chris's reaction when that lady starts reading Ronnie's letter, Chris hurries up and looks up because I think he's hurt. Like, my dad is not even reading it. Just notice, he's in court and she's like, I'm going to read Ronnie's, and he kind of looks up, because he's probably like, what? My dad's not even going to read it? So she read it for him because she's like, if it's too emotional, I'll read it.
Okay,
gotcha. He looked up right away, like, what? It's probably like, what the heck? My dad's not going to read it? So, I don't know, but...
Yeah, there's just so much stuff out there to view and go over and research, and I do have to apologize because I work so much, and the time that I do have, I either sleep or I'll have to do some research, and I try to get it in as much as I can, honestly, and so this is sort of my fault that a second video of us doing this has taken so long, but I'm trying to get up to speed with everything as much as I can, guys. But if it wasn't for the Zab girl over here, she's got it all. She's got all the information.
Well, I'm
the majority of it.
Here. Let me see here. What else? What other videos have you seen?
Oh my goodness. Let's see.
That we could talk about.
I've seen some of the audio about Chris Watts' old childhood friend from North Carolina. He's actually in the Navy, I think, now, and they stationed him somewhere. I believe there was a Colorado police officer that was interviewing him, and he gave a pretty good insight of how Chris was when he was growing up.
Explain.
And a good insight on how Shanann was, and everybody says the same thing about Chris. Doesn't talk much, pretty much emotionless, I guess. Just a real calm demeanor, but a friendly demeanor, And as far as Shanann, when he spoke about her, it was all good things. It's positive, you know, how nice she was, how, you know, cheerful, positive, you know. He never got any bad feelings about her. But the family, it's always the family. It's always Chris's family. You know, everybody you speak to, it's Chris's family, Chris's family. But, you know, that's sort of getting beat. This talking about Chris all the time is sort of getting beat into the ground, but it still needs to be done. But people need to do a lot more research into Nicole, man. Let's not let her slip through the cracks, guys. I'm serious. And Nicole, if you're out there watching under, I don't care whose screen name or whatever, dude, I don't care. I'm gonna keep digging.
Here's the thing. One of
somebody's gonna find
somebody
something
left
on
a
you,
comment
girl.
about, and I don't know if this is true or how they know this, but they said, Nicole is under an alias, and there's this, I forget what the name is, and she's living in Ohio. We live in Ohio.
Ah.
But she said there's this picture of Nicole sitting on a guy's lap in a bar in Ohio, and she actually linked it, and I saw it. It's definitely Nicole. I don't know if it's an older picture or if it actually is a present picture, but I don't know how she knew that she was in Ohio by the picture. So if you're watching this, let me know, how do you know that picture's in Ohio? Because we're in Ohio. Man, I would hate to run into
she
her.
Googled your address, man.
No. And the thing is it has somebody else's name in it, so I don't know if it's because somebody else took the picture and it's their phone with the name, or did she change her name to that? I'm not sure, but she's sitting on the lap of a guy, and the person that commented said it's a bar in Ohio. So I don't know if you know anything about that. I would hate to run into her, but we're in Ohio.
Oh, not me. I would love to run
Well,
into
yeah,
her.
actually, I would love to run into her.
With
I don't
the
know what I
truck.
would say to her though, but with the truck.
I'm sorry. No, I did not say that. That was just joking, people.
I don't know what. Oh yeah, do you like our new microphone? I don't know if you could see it from here, but we got a microphone. So let us know how it sounds if you like it.
Yeah,
If
because
it
that was
sounds better,
weird. Yeah, because when I was watching it, it sounded good.
Yeah,
but apparently,
some people said it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I watched it, I could hear it fine, but some people were having trouble hearing it. So, because everybody's probably playing it from something different. So I got a microphone, so I hope it helps. So let me know. I don't know what else.
The dad. What about the dad? The coming back from the airport, maybe.
Well, that will be. We'll start the video when we watch the
Okay.
confession. But do you
All
want
right.
to talk about like the dad? What else about coming back to the airport? I guess. Well, that'll probably go into the confession thing, right?
Yeah, that would play into the confession.
Well, you said the
thing.
videos you watch. Remember of Chris?
See, that's another
or-
thing too. We're trying to get this to a point where it's not all disorganized, but like
We just try to wing it right now.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
we're like,
once
should
again,
we...
guys, it's just so hard for her to get with me because of my schedule, and that's why sometimes it just seems like everything's on the fly and scattered.
Yeah.
If there was any way possible for us to get it a little bit more better collaborated, I promise you, we are trying to work on that.
Because when we do get together, we want to hurry up and start recording because we don't have that much time.
Then-
So, and we don't, we live so far away. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like we're gonna read some interviews. So I want some input. What do you want us to do? I know a lot of people said maybe we could read the interviews together and discuss them. Right?
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
So I wanted to go through that. What else? So we just decided to wing it right now and just talk about,
Yeah, 'cause this
he'd
is
watched
just a
some of the
second
videos.
video,
So
and
what
I got
other,
up to
let's talk
speed
about
a
some of the
little bit more.
videos you watched and what you
Oh,
think.
I also seen how he disposed of the bodies, and I still have not brought myself to watch the video of your video of the autopsy report. And once I seen skin slippage on her video, I was like, oh, fuck, I can't do this right now. Because normally at night when I get off work, it's really late, and I can't go to sleep after watching something like that. I gotta turn on Disney or something just to have something funny. But the autopsy report, that's where I was going with this. Is I was watching some of the video to where Chris was actually telling the police where he had put the bodies, and he was describing how he did that. And I mean, yeah, dude, it's just he just nonchalantly, with no emotion, no cares. He's just telling the cops, "Oh yeah, I put the girls in the big ass oil tanks just like that with their hands up." just dropped them down.
He said like one had more oil because the splash, like you could tell the way they splashed, that one had more oil in it than the other. And wait, what I was gonna say?
So callous, so evil.
And then the only time he gets emotional during that time is when he starts talking about what his coworkers are going to think. Because remember the agent's like, oh, do you want to get some of your coworkers to help find it? No, please, God, no, please, no. And then he starts almost like pretend crying or getting kind of emotional, only because he's worried about what they would think. He's like, oh my God, they're gonna be like, Chris, you're so stupid, why didn't you call the police? It's like, that's the only time he showed emotion. Like, what about
see, that is the question. Why wouldn't you call the police if you seen your wife strangling
because that's definitely not true. That's definitely not true.
I wouldn't kill the wife, but I would definitely be on 911 to get some.
Because if that just happened, they could have maybe
been alive,
so that's just, obviously that's a lie.
Well, it's bullshit. Yeah, that's all it is.
But they just needed him to, to tell him where the bodies were, so the evidence would be, with the bodies, and to get him to confess at least a little bit so they could charge him, because they knew. And I know they planted that in his head. That's not what I was saying on one video. They definitely planted it in his head. That was all a plan, Did Shanann do something? Because they wanted even a half-truth. They just needed him to start talking a little bit. Number one, to find the bodies, because they could get a lot of evidence from the bodies. And number two, that they could make a charge, like they could charge him. They could make an arrest. And then they'll be able to figure out what really happened. So, I definitely.
And in that video that you had of him putting the bodies in the truck, did you happen to see, was that a gas can that he was also put?
He brings it to work, though. He
always takes a gas can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I feel like he says he always... I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But didn't he say that when he was telling the cop, like, the gas can?
See, I don't remember hearing about a gas can.
Maybe not. I could be wrong.
Laptop, water,
you know what? I
stuff
could
like
be
that.
wrong. You're right. Because I feel like some people are making a remark that he was going to try to blow up the oil tanks, blow them up. I don't know where they got that. I don't know what truth to that.
He was going to burn something.
I've read some comments. Yeah, so you're right. You're right. Maybe did he burn anything? I don't know what he was doing. I just thought, isn't that kind of typical to have a gas, in case you run out, or is that not a typical? What if he always has a gas can? I don't know.
I would imagine.
But he definitely wasn't trying to hide that. Because he knew the camera was there, so he was, he went around that and then went back around, so he wasn't trying to hide the gas can at all.
No, he's thinking about where to place it.
Yeah, but he could have hit. If he was trying to hide it, he could have. He would have went around the other side. So I don't know what he was doing, if he used it or not. I really don't. I guess.
And then I was watching another one, and that cadaver dog. I don't know. I just didn't pick up that much off that video.
No, they didn't. Really they only hit a little bit of stuff in the basement, you notice. It's the only time they even hit a little bit. But somebody said, I think it's in the Discovery, that they hit a little bit in the truck, but they didn't go through the truck. Did you notice they kind of just took them beside it as they were going through the neighborhood? So I wonder if Chris would have opened the truck doors if the dog would have went nuts. Because he kind of did, I feel like, a little bit, but then they just went right past the truck. That's all, So I don't know. I was watching one video where the one lady said that she thought that he killed Shanann in the basement. Some people think that because the notification of the basement door was left open, and so was the garage door. And I think definitely the garage door, it was at 5:27, and that's when he was loading the body still, because I don't think he left the driveway until after 5:30. So that's when he probably had the door open to the garage when he was loading the bodies. I think it was the interior. I think he said in the video overhead, but I think it was the interior notification door open. Either way, because why would they have, if the garage door was open, the overhead, why would that send a notification? Because that could be kind of normal having that open, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the interior door. I don't know. But, so like maybe when he was carrying the bodies open, he had it open a little bit too long where it sent him a notification after, when he left. But also around that same time, the basement door was left open. So that's why people think that he killed Shanann in the basement, because maybe when he went down to load the body up and to bring it out to the garage, that he left the basement door open. I don't know. I really don't. But I don't think so. My opinion is because of the sheet.
Yeah,
there was makeup on the sheet. I think on the pillowcases. She was wrapped in the same sheet that was on the bed that was thrown off. So I mean, why would he bring the sheet? I don't know. I guess he could have brought the sheet down there. But the way, I don't know. I really think he did it upstairs. But let me know what you guys think.
Man.
Some people think downstairs because that dog kind of hit on something in the basement. Somebody mentioned maybe he brought the bodies downstairs. Was there a fridge down there? Because he looked up something about a fridge temperature.
They said that.
So somebody's comment, a couple people's opinion was he killed the kids like earlier and put them in the fridge down the basement. I don't know. There's a lot of different opinions out there.
But he definitely called the school and reported them off school that day.
Yeah,
right?
No, he said they will no longer be attending.
At that, yeah, they will no longer be attending.
I mean, how is he? Would you guys love to know what was he gonna do if Nicole never? No, this is Nicole, his friend, or Shanann's friend, Nicole. Never.
That angel.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, she never have called the cops. Wonder how he was going to let that play out. If he was going to wait till the next day to report him missing. I mean, because people were going to notice she wasn't answering the phone. It was bound to happen. But
I tell you what, Nicole knows what Nicole Kessinger. She knows what the plan was. I guarantee you, she does.
Yeah.
She knew how Chris was going to play that out, and I really do think that she. I just gotta quit on her, I'm just getting so frustrated.
You know what? I was just watching. This is another good point. I was watching that Mommy Rambling. Is it Rambling Mommy? Oh my God, I forget. Mommy Rambling vlogs. I love her. She's so awesome. You gotta watch her.
Check her out.
She is so cool. I was just watching her video last night, and she was talking about how a little bit what I touched on about the surveillance where Chris. So number one, where he told that Apple guy, I think it was Apple, where he told his coworker, supervisor, that he parked his truck down the street, so the media not to bring attention to Anadarko when there's really no sign on the car. We looked at it again; there was no logo on the car, so how would they even know? But anyway, Nicole in an interview said, remember, she said she told Chris because Chris was going to go to work that next day. And Nicole said something like, no, you can't go to work. This is Nicole Kessinger. No, you can't go to work. And Chris is like, well, I'm worried if Shanann knows that I'm here that she's not going to want to come home, right? So Nicole said, well, park your truck down the street so she doesn't know you're home, okay? And then remember she said, and if you guys fight, either have somebody there with you so they could be there, or you hit record to record. I don't know what her point was, but okay. So she says that, and then Chris says to his his supervisor, well, I parked it down the street because of Anadarko to protect them. Okay, so Mommy Ramblin was talking about, was Nicole just saying that to give a reason to the cops why Chris had parked his car down the street? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So did she tell Chris to park down the street to maybe get the evidence out that day, the surveillance, remember? So he drove up and he was able to go out of sight.
Good point.
Or for Nicole to be able to get something out of the truck.
Both.
With nobody seeing her. It could be or this and plus this, either Nicole had something in the truck, right? Maybe evidence that she wanted Chris to get out. Maybe that's what he was getting out. Who knows? But isn't that kind of weird? She says that. He gives a different reason. That don't make sense because remember that interview that he did for the TV where he says, I have all the lights on in the house so, I'm just pray that they come home. But if he was worried about her knowing that he was there because he thinks, she's not going to come because she knows I'm there, then why would he say, I'm going to keep all the lights on in the house in case if she comes so she knows I'm there. So it's there's too many lies there. Do you see all the lies? Chris lied, Nicole lied. I don't know. It's just weird. That's just a weird thought. Park your car down the street so she doesn't know you're there. I think it's an excuse to be able to get into that car without somebody seeing what you're getting.
This bitch knew she was a co-conspirator.
So maybe there was something in there that he got rid of that would implicate her. I don't know.
Man, if anybody in that area that lives in that area, if you happen to just see this video right now, man, check out your video footage if you have any.
Well, they went through everybody that had them, and that was all. You know, some people had that doorbell cameras, but that was all.
Maybe somebody
they
wasn't
picked
home
up.
at the time, you know, when they were checking. I don't know, but just
Well, yeah, or if you guys, anybody has any
all these
information,
street cameras
man.
that are out nowadays too. But
I just wish somebody would come
not in the
forth with
neighborhood.
some kind of information.
It'll happen
Because
Yeah,
there
it's
there
got
really is too much unanswered. You know, there really is.
to. Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. It really is.
Okay, guys, we're gonna end it there. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the support and all the comments.
Definitely.
Please don't stop commenting because I'm trying to get through all of them. I'm sorry if I haven't got to yours yet. But there's so many, but I'm getting there. I'm reading them and I'm enjoying them, and it's giving me some insight. Some people are hitting on things that I never even thought of. I wish I could think of some of the people that really made me think of certain things a different way. Or I was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. Or,
Right.
whoa,
That's what
good
this is
point.
all about. That's
So
what
yeah,
this is
there's a
all
lot of
about.
good points with you guys, and I just want to thank you guys, and see
Yeah,
you next
thank
time.
you so much.
All right,
Bye,
bye
guys.
guys.